Ladies and gentlemen, your boy is back. We are live on YouTube right now, and we are about to go drive some Formula One cars on Valentine's night. Now, I know a lot of you guys are not going to have the time to watch me, because some of you putting in work right now. But let me warn you, watching me could save you a world of trouble if you ain't ready on Valentine's night. As an OG with kids, I can tell you this. If you ain't ready, you having too much fun, you need to get your ass in here and watch what I'm about to drive versus go do what you want to go do right now. That might lead you into some consequences you ain't ready for yet. Now, while I put my gloves on, pun intended for some of you guys, because you ain't ready for the results if you driving without gloves. You know what I'm saying? On Valentine's night. Now, if you can't read between the lines, then your ass is gonna be in trouble. All right? It takes a lifetime of commitment if you driving without gloves tonight. A lifetime of commitment, and some of you guys ain't ready for the responsibility that comes with driving without your gloves on Valentine's night. So with that said, let me get my ass into this car and start it up so I can save some of you from a world of trouble that you weren't prepared for because you wanted to have some fun and not wear your gloves while you're driving. All right? That's the best way to say it without getting into any trouble with the algorithm or YouTube. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to go crazy. And I'm telling you right now, man, this might be saving your life. Last call. Are you ready for a lifetime of commitment? You see what I'm saying? Or are you ready to come watch me drive some cars right here? Main menu. We going into the Formula One realm tonight. We got our gloves on because we already got the consequences of not having any on when you drive on Valentine's. In fact, I got 2 consequences of that. Yep. And right now they're in bed. So if you ain't ready for the consequences, then you are in big trouble on Valentine's night. You see what I'm doing here, right? I'm an OG. I'm the greatest uncle on YouTube, man. And if you can't see what I'm doing right here, I'm trying to save you from a world of problem, especially if the person you driving with ain't the one you want to be with forever. So I'm saying, if that person is just there for the ride tonight and you ain't driving with no driving glove, you putting yourself in danger, son. Oh, Lord. All right. You've been warned. Let me hop over to Ferrari right here, pick out a nice Formula One car and go crazy while the rest of you guys get yourself in a world of trouble. All right. Allow me to pick one of these cars up. We're about to go shred it. We're going to drive this car sideways up on the walls like it's never been driven before on a track that it wasn't even designed for. But we are going to drive it like a space shuttle. Here we go. Start that bitch up. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see something crazy on Valentine's night. I'm driving with my glove on. I can't handle the consequences no more. I already found out twice what happens when you drive without your glove. That's what I'm saying. So if you ain't ready for the consequences, then you are going to be in big trouble tonight. So without further ado, everyone's dressed up in red on this night. I got my red shirt on. We're driving a red Ferrari Formula One F1 car. Let's go crazy with it. And I literally mean go crazy with it for real. Make sure you got your glove on. All right? Let's go. What do we have here? Is this car stalling? Is it not compliant with my shit? Did we just stall? Oh my God. You ended the race too early on Valentine's night. I gotta go calibrate my shit for this car. I don't know what's going on. I do not know what's going on here. But my car ain't responding to me. Oh my God, I didn't plug this shit in. What the heck? On Valentine's night, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot make a mistake. Especially if you're driving without your glove. You know what I mean. Now, we might have to go into the settings like this. Exit. And we might have to go calibrate some shit. Because this car controls what is going on here. I'm calibrating my shit. Throttle. Steering. Let me switch that to car mode. Here we go. Yep. Brake. Clutch. Handbrake. We don't need that for a Formula One car. But we're going to shred it. Let's see if we're good right here. Start. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is DJ Pablo TV. You are live with me in vertical and horizontal format. A lot of you guys are mainly horizontal right now. Some of you guys are even outside in the woods, in the bushes, in some very unusual places in vertical mode. You dirty dog, you. Driving your Ferrari real fast right now with no glove. Oh my God, oh my Lord. Now, me being an OG and know the consequences of driving without glove on Valentine's night, let me put my shit on right here to set an example for you young bloods who ain't ready for the lifetime commitment that happens when you drive without your glove on Valentine's night. Especially if your co-pilot ain't somebody you want to see after the race is done. You see what I'm saying? So, without further ado, take 2. Let's go. We ain't going into gear. What the heck? We gotta calibrate the car again. We got the clutch to work. We're gonna have to calibrate the paddle shifters. Once again, Valentine's night can be so much trouble when you take the gloves off. I gotta go back in the settings again and set it just right so that everything works well. Controls and shifter. Gear up. Let me do that right here. Sign. Click. Gear up. Gear down. Click. There we go. Then we go back. And we go back to the car. We turn it back on. Keep in mind it's Valentine's night. It's 2026. Wear your glove. Let me strap my shit on. Trying to be an example for some of you young bloods. Right now as we speak, your life is about to disappear and change. take a real good look at your co-pilot. You ready to drive with that person for the rest of your life? You see what I'm saying? Or are you just here for some night of pleasure, driving your Ferrari with no glove? Now, if you ain't sure, you better cancel that race. But if it's too late, then go get your gloves before you drive. All right? So now, ladies and gentlemen, take 3. We're going to go shred this Ferrari to pieces on Valentine's night, all dressed up in red. Let's go. Where's my mouse? I gotta take the gloves off again. This is how you get in trouble on Valentine's night, when you were too busy taking the glove off. Okay, here we go. Let me see what we got right here. What do we got right here? Assetto Corsa. Come on. Oh my God, you are just in so much trouble tonight. Nothing working as planned. Your plans was just to get in, get out, do the race and get out. All the time. We gotta flip some shit here. Now, this is how some of you guys end up stuck with the consequences on Valentine's night. You have everything all planned out. But while you were planning, somebody else was like, you don't control shit. I decide what's going on. And guess what? I decided that you're going to have to pay the consequences. Okay. Finally got my mouse back. Alright, we got to get rid of this guy out of here. Messing with the Ferrari on Valentine's night. Must be a sign. You see what I'm saying? It must be a sign that you shouldn't drive tonight. You should be here watching me, because you ain't got no glove. And you trying to hit the road with no glove. But it's too late now, because we in the car is responding to us. But because I'm an OG and I know better, and I know the consequences of driving without no glove on Valentine's night, let me strap mine on. See how many times I've been warning you and you didn't listen? Now when the trouble comes, your ass was warned. You going in heavy tonight. Heavy. You didn't bring no glove and now your ass can't handle the consequences. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, on Valentine's night, I'm here to save some of these unprepared viewers from getting into trouble that they can't handle, that comes with driving on Valentine's night with no glove. So I'm saying, as I said, some of you right now are driving in vertical format. Right now as I speak, you're in a vertical position driving your car, while some of you dirty dogs are in the horizontal position. In fact, most of you are in the horizontal position right now on Valentine's night, trying to drive your Formula One car with no glove. Now, the consequences that come with that, especially if you do not like the co-pilot, you don't want to be around the co-pilot after the race, or even see them again after the race, is the part that you need to consider. Are you ready to go through that nightmare of having that lifetime attachment to the co-pilot because you did not drive with your glove tonight? I don't think so. So with that said, take 4. Let's go. take your time on Valentine's night. Your co-pilot might get upset. But me, I'm an OG. I already know the consequences. So I did get my gloves on. Oh my Lord, the car's going crazy. We climbing their walls with it. We slow it down. You gotta be able to slow it down, son. You driving on Valentine's night. You gotta go fast. Then you slow it down. And you drive slow. You catch your breath. Then you step on the gas again. Till you hear the tires scream. Then you slow down again. You gear it down. Take your time, son. It ain't no rush. Even though the car is fast, you want to drive slow. Slow it down like this so that you can make it around the corner on Valentine's night. You see what I'm saying? And remember, if you go too fast, the co-pilot's going to raise hell. The co-pilot's going to be like, you ain't ready for this yet. See what I'm saying? Now, slow it down, real slow like this. Then, after you turn the corners and you go sideways like this, you have to go to the sides, warm up the tires, even though you're riding with no gloves. You still got time to put your gloves on. It ain't too late yet. It ain't too late yet, son. But guess what? Now your co-pilot says, go fast again. And you gotta step into it. Then your ass gotta slow down so that you don't crash too quickly into the guardrails. You catch your breath again. You hold your chest up like you're Superman. And you take one good look at that straightaway. And you're like, oh my God, I'm coming. Then you step on the gas again. Just like a Ferrari with no brakes, you crash it into the dirt. And guess what? The race is over for you now. So now your ass is going to have to deal with the consequences of what this car just got you into. You see what I'm saying? Because guess what? You ain't driving with no gloves, and now you stuck with the co-pilot. Ladies and gentlemen, you ain't never heard nothing like that in your life on the internet. This is why I'm the coolest unk in the world. Let me put this bitch back in reverse. We're gonna ride it again. Literally, again. On Valentine's night. With some of you trying to do it with no glove. Let's go. Climb the walls, son. Up on the walls. Climb it. Hang on tight. Send it. Valentine's night, you gotta be prepared. You gotta know how to drive. God damn, take a breath. You gear it down, you take a deep breath. And you're like, whoo. Then you look again at that new corner coming up, and your co-pilot is like, you ain't gonna go for it? And you're like, all right, let's go. coffee. Stir it, go side to side like this. Stir that shit like coffee. Yep. In fact, you gotta stir it so damn good. You might have to do some donuts in that bitch. All right? So now you slow it down. Because remember, it's Valentine's night. You got to know how to balance the race. Especially when you're driving with no glove. Put my glasses back on. So now you catch your breath again. You look down the straightaway. You look at your co-pilot. You're waiting for that thumbs up. She gives you that smile. She's ready, you ready. You ain't got no glove on. The car wants to go crazy. Somebody wants to scream. You hear that? You build it up like this. And then you go crazy. You hang on for dear life. And before you know it, you in 7th gear. Then you slow it down again. Remember, you can't end the race too quickly, or the co-pilot will raise hell and say you ain't ready for this shit. So you want to slow it down again. On Valentine's night, driving your Formula One car all dressed up in red with no glove on, with a co-pilot that you don't want to see by morning, will be your greatest moment until the race is done. Then your ass is going to have to deal with the consequences that comes with it. But until then, guess what? You start tapping that gear again, that gas pedal goes like this. Then you tap it again. Then your co-pilot says faster. Then you go faster. And then you just go for it. Seventh gear screaming. Real crazy. Real crazy. And then when you hear them tires scream and your co-pilot says, yes, yes, that's when you know you driving with style. Now you want to click them gears real nice. You want to move from the left to the right. Remember, you got to stir it like coffee. Even though you're on the wall, you can't crash out like that. You got to pick your pace up. Pick your pace up. Go for it. Send it all over the walls. That bitch scream. Then you slam on that brake. You gear that shit down real slow. On Valentine's night. See that? See what I just did? Then you go to the side again. From side to side. Stir that bitch like coffee. Just like that. Side to side to side. Now by this time, you should be driving for 24 minutes. 24, not 21. Like a real savage. Even better, 24. And you're waiting for that thumbs up. You look on the co-pilot. she gives you that smile and you like, hang on, baby. We gonna step on that gas again. You tap it again, twice, 3 times, and then you go for it, son. Slow that bitch down again. Oh my God, that was crazy. Ain't that enjoying? Ain't that some fun that you are gonna remember for the rest of your life? Then you gotta slow it down again. You see, it's Valentine's night. You gotta have rhythm. So you go side to side again, slowly. You warming up the tires even though you ain't got no glove. You gotta warm the tires up, build some friction. Build some friction. Like this. For real. Now, you might hear some crackling and some popping. Don't worry, it's just the exhaust. Keep building that friction up right there. In your red car on Valentine's night. Then you pick your pace back up again. And then you just go forward, full speed ahead. Then brake. Right before you crash, you brake up. You know how to pull out. See what I'm saying? So you step on that brake and you gear that shit down to first gear. You slow it down again like a pro. Then you go sideways again, warm them tires up. Build that friction up. Remember, it's Valentine's night. You gotta drive your best. Especially when you ain't driving with no glove on. So you go side to side again, build that friction up. Stir that shit like coffee. Stir it like goddamn coffee. Wait for that signal. Warm them tires up. Slowly building your pace up. Then go for it again. Just like that, you slow that bitch down real nice. Slow that bitch down real nice. Take a deep breath. Put your chest out like a real man. And say, I got this. I did this. This is conquered. You see what I'm saying? Now, what you do after is up to you. But I just showed you how you spend a beautiful Valentine's night and then you deal with the consequences that comes next. Because guess what? Now the race is over. Your ass got to deal with what happens next when you drive on Valentine's night with no glove on for 29 minutes and 40 seconds and counting. This is the part where your brain was like, was it worth it? It was fun. What the hell do I do now? Because I just drove the goddamn car so fast. Went side to side, all in and out of it, without my glove. All dressed in red on Valentine's night. my co-pilot is so impressed of my great performance, she wants to hang around and see me again, not remembering that I might be OPP. Now, some of you guys don't know what the hell OPP is, but you are about to find out. Shout outs to Tretch, Vinny, and KG, Naughty by Nature. But some of you guys did not know what OPP means. You know what I'm saying? You are going to find out, man. And especially for your co-pilot who wanted to be around for another race when you were here driving without no glove on Valentine's night. She about to try to cling to the team and stay on the squad. But she can't. Guess why? You were OPP from the very start of the race. She didn't know. So I'm saying, so I hope you guys had fun with that, man. I am literally going to end it right here, man, because this right here is a special stream. And I had this idea in my head. I'm like, I got to do this, man. I'm going to do something that nobody had ever done in life. You ain't never seen no one drive a car like this and describe the experience like this in a Valentine manner, so that way it fits with the occasion, but also keep it pure. So what I'm saying, we driving cars, we giving you excitement. You get to get yourself in trouble on Valentine's night. And now you got to go live with the consequences. Because I don't. Because guess what? I had my gloves on. You didn't. Now your ass going to have to deal with the consequence of what happens next. Because guess what happens next on DJ Pablo TV? I'm going to do this. Peace.